Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Saturday, December 4th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern. Every day, human suffering has become normal. And this is caused by one basic thing: unconscious thought patterns and habits. Unconscious, mind you. Can you imagine if we loved everything inside of us? And each of us can right now summon a very expansive and profoundly loving experience by starting to embrace all aspects of ourselves, including the good, the bad, and the ugly, instead of trying to change, alter, hide, or remove these unwanted parts. Simply honor and love them all as they are. Enjoy this newfound embracing of freedom. This universe that we are all part of is in love with each and every one of us. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. Rumi. No matter what horrific things that have happened in any of our past, the universe is not holding on to them. It is not judging you, condemning you, or holding you to be someone less than sacred. This universe sees all of you and knows you are both human and divine. It honors and respects you exactly how you are. It is proud of the perfection that is created in you. This universe is totally in love with you, whether you believe it or not. You are being deeply, eternally loved by life right now. You don't need someone in your bed to feel love. That's right. The most exquisite healing feeling is already here, hidden deeper inside. Call off the search for love out there and set your destination for exploring the infinite universal source of love within. This universal love is quite unique and unusual because it is truly, deeply, eternally loving. It is a deeper spiritual type of love than romantic love, as it continues loving you no matter what you think, say, or do. Only this type of love can heal every cell inside, enlighten our souls, set us free from all of our worries, fears, and pain. This is what real love is all about. No matter what we have done to others or ourselves throughout our lives, this universe has forgiven all of us. It forgave us the moment we needed to be forgiven. This universal love is always instantly there, bubbling up peaceful, healing vibes within each and every one of us. We simply have to sit back and let them in. Release the idea that love is to come from someone or something on the outside. Imagine it is a perpetually streaming light flowing from the most mysterious divine place on the inside. Feeling this great healing love may start out on a mental, physical, emotional, or perhaps a super sensual level for you. Don't be too concerned about how, where, or when it shows up. Just know it is infinitely deep and real. There's always plenty of it. Just when you thought it was gone, it comes rushing in. All you need to do is simply relax into your life for an extended period of time. Then it will come. It often shows itself as some profound spiritual experience in the beginning. This is your wake-up call so you can know how powerful and real it truly is. Without this great, deeply eternal love flowing in our lives, we remain dumb and numb to our highest spiritual path and life purpose. We feel lost, empty, and lonely without it. We cannot imagine that there is a gold mine of greatness buried inside. All it takes is a little digging into our emotional beings, underneath the fears, doubts, and worries. With a small shovel of curiosity, we can find an amazing love at the core. This is the real gold, when we're willing to stop playing with the fool's gold in our lives. The best things in life begin manifesting. What is real gold is that which will never change. Let's all take a moment to give our bodies an experience of this gold mine of love. Imagine that you're on a warm, sandy beach in Hawaii. You're lying there in some distant, peaceful cove all alone. And the soft, relaxing rays of sunshine are melting into your skin, bringing deep, healing sensations into where you need to love the most. Simply relax, open, and imagine you are receiving this healing, warm light into your body now. You may not be able to feel much at first, yet keep opening and relax into the softening feeling. This softening energy will come into you very slowly, as if it was a gentle massage from a child. It feels highly healing, extremely light, non-invasive, and super soothing. You might feel as if you are on an eternal vacation and have an infinite supply of free time. And you'll notice that the softer your body can become, the easier it becomes to feel that you're receiving the love. In the beginning, it can be tricky to imagine and feel something is happening in your body without blaming it all on your mind. You may think, is this my mind or is it real? Don't get caught in your mind. Stay with the relaxing process. It will take time to soften the hard protective shells we have built around us. So don't give up too quickly or try too hard using your brain. The universal love cannot be accessed by our willpower. It just happens all on its own accord. The miracle manifests when we can totally relax our bodies, stop stressing about our lives, and let it all go. If you try too hard to let go, you are forcing things, and this soft, sweet love cannot flow. If you're not totally open and surrendered to the experience, your energy is too light, and you'll miss it. This deeper quality of love is so intelligent and subtle that has an exquisite limiting of its own and will arrive effortlessly when you least expect it. Through letting go of trying to attain it, it attains you. If one stops scrutinizing one's own self, which is the source of bliss, there will be no more misery in this life. Amon Marishi. To ensure that we are feeling universal love inside us every day, there are a few key things you can do. Some people believe that from all the traumatic experiences in their past, that they are unlovable, unworthy, undeserving of receiving love. They think they must fix themselves or do something to receive love. And that love is not something available for free just by being the normal way they are. This is a fallacy. Any belief which sounds like this will block it. There is nothing we need to do or prove ourselves to be worthy of for this super sweet healing love to come in. It is our very birthright to be loved 24 hours a day. We are amazing, divine beings, brilliant souls of light, and we deserve to have it all the darkness and all the lightness. Another key thing is to watch vigilantly what your mind is doing randomly through the day, notice where your mind is focusing and how it's perceiving reality. The mind is always creating some version of reality, and rarely clearly the big universal picture. Seeing things as they actually are from the biggest perspective, the mind likes coloring life. Believing today is a depressing gray day and last night was a red hot night. The mind is so creative, it's inventing up its own reality in every breathing moment. Even though the universe is showering us with deep eternal love every minute, we cannot see or feel this cozy energy as long as the mind is busy. When the mind is not totally present in the moment, it becomes narrowed and unable to see and feel the universal love in all directions. We cannot enjoy the colorful rainbow that is actually forming outside when we are all in the basement watching some black and white scary movie from the past on TV. There are so many things happening in the mind that it is continuously making us blind to this great love. When we're talking or taking on too much, having too many commitments to deal with, life can feel like it's pulling us apart instead of putting us back together. As long as our energy is focused outward, we keep moving outwards instead of relaxing deeper inside, where the real love actually is. This great love is an inner journey, and that's all there is to it. If a tree only focuses on growing its branches and not the roots, it is bound to fall over when some strong gust of wind passes through. Love is possible only when there is a deep acceptance of one self, the other, the world. Acceptance creates the milieu in which love grows, the soul in which love blooms. Osho. When you take a deep, long look inside yourself, you will probably first notice the rotten parts in you. These are what you consider your faults, how you are unacceptable, unworthy, and unlovable. Yet, if you can keep on looking, you'll see all these are just hard, critical ideas, and that they stem from a needy place, desperate for love. Simply listen, as if from a distance, to whatever your fearful, negative, or critical voices are saying. Listen compassionately to what they are really needing. And when you gently feel into what this critical voice is needing and afraid of becoming, the most amazing miracle occurs. We start to soften into the harsh voice, and it begins feeling more relaxed and at ease about it all. When we soften our energy around each criticism, they eventually melt away, and we feel again the sweet, sensitive innocence we had as a child. We can taste our original enlightened spirit, who is glowing with love and extremely lovable. The more time we can spend being softer and lighthearted about this life, the younger we'll feel and the more amazing life will become. Another powerful secret to creating a life overflowing with universal love is this. Drop any fear that says, "What will other people think of me?" Anytime we are caught in thinking about what others think about us, we are losing time in deciding who we want to become and how we want to invent our future self to be. Remember, our God-given right is to be totally wild, fun, foolish, and absolutely free whenever we desire. We can fully show up for this liberated life every day. Just merge with your amazing, blazing, brilliant, smiling, loving light inside and blast it all over everyone. This world is our mirror, and it is always reflecting what is going on inside us on a deeper level. It is always teaching us what we most need to learn, which is learning how to live deeply and completely in love 24/7. When we base our lovableness on how others treat us, we miss the target. As long as we are focused on the mind or physical form of the other and not their spirit, we will forget all about universal love. Give love deeply, eternally accepting to everyone you encounter, and notice what happens. Once you find the love inside you, when you take a closer look at the world around you, all you will see is universal love in everyone and everything. You'll notice how the sun loves to shine its light on every living creature around the earth 24 hours a day. You'll appreciate how random people around the planet are providing you with food to eat, quenching water to drink, and interesting places to go see. You'll enjoy the fresh air that you have to breathe, and stop taking for granted this continuous beating heart that keeps you alive. You might also realize that you have a highly sensual sexual body and start really enjoying your life with it. These are just a few gifts and sensual treats the universe has given to us. They are each meant to help us soften and relax deeper into the feeling of this universal love, which is in each of us right now. When love enters you, when it enters all of us, everything changes. We feel naturally relaxed as we are. We enjoy being alone, bathing in the raw experience of being you. There is a state of natural appreciation for all our dark parts just the way they are. We are able to feel loved by others without falling into being dependent, protected, or needy. They can be sad, mad, afraid, or disappointed, and it doesn't matter. You have your connection to an infinite source, and they have theirs. You know that every situation is connected to love in the most creative way and form. When the universal love blossoming inside, you'll feel loved everywhere you go, and no matter who you are with. Don't rely on the mind for liberation. You are the sum cause of the entire universe, Nisargadatta. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure that we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax these bodies that we're in. Now, a lot of people don't know how to relax the body. They try everything under the sun, every synthetic whatever, to relax the body. Have you ever gone to bed, woken up the next day feeling like you've been beaten up? Have you? I think we've all experienced that once or twice in our lifetimes. It's because when you go to bed, you carry so much and you don't let it go. So it's a heavy burden on the body. So it literally drains the body during the course of the night because you haven't let go. You haven't surrendered. You haven't forgiven. So when you do understand that body that you're in, you're the master. It isn't the master of you. It will talk with you. It will let you know things. Most people ignore them, but it will let you know that it wants you to tend it. And it is like this super powerful magnet. It attracts everything. Everything. And it stores it in the subconscious mind. And most of the stuff in our subconscious mind isn't even ours. Isn't that something? We carry it around day after day, week after month, year after year, and it isn't ours. So it's up to you to drop this stuff, to let it go. Whatever it may be. Only you're the one that knows that. No one else does. Whatever it may be that you've been hanging on to incessantly, year after year, however long it's been, a day, a second, a minute. And, you just ask yourself, does this serve me the greater good? Does this fear serve me the greater good? Does this anger serve me the greater good? Does this hurriedness? Does this revenge? You ask yourself by facing your fears. Then you find out they were nothing but a thought. And then they disappear. Then the fear is replaced with courage. And then we become more courageous with ourselves. And then we start looking at the ugly, the bad, and the good. And this is how we clean it out. Excuse me, we let it go. And you'll notice when you let it go, it's a real simple. When you let it go truly, your body begins to get light. It feels lighter and lighter and lighter. It's like whenever you've been somewhere, you could be on the couch, a chair, you could be somewhere, and you fold off into kind of you're not asleep, but you're not awake. And everything is just light. And you're not thinking about anything. You're not worrying about anything. You're just floating along. That's when you are not in the ego mind. That's what that is. When you're not entertaining the ego mind, you leave the ego mind. You leave it by focusing on your breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And that puts you in the now. The breath is the now, divine positive energy. The breath sustains the body that holds the kingdom of God, you. And this is the only way that we are going to master our ego mind. We watch it. We aren't messing with it. We aren't interacting with it. We're just watching it. And by watching the ego mind, we learn how the ego mind operates. And then we begin to learn how to master it. Then, instead of being the slave to the ego mind serves us. It is a horrible master. It is a great assistant. So this is how the body relaxes. You dump this stuff off. It doesn't mean you aren't going to fill it up again, because we do that too. But you dump it off. Remember the hot air balloon? Remember all the bags of sand in there that are all labeled? Fears, worries, stresses, anxieties, revenge, hatred, anger, greed, dishonesty, manipulation. And we take one, we put it in our, we pick it up and we go, does this serve me the greater good? And you look right through it and you dump it off. And pretty soon that basket that you're in on that hot air balloon goes right up. And then you're able to view the beauty that the God that you are within by looking at everything. Taking it all in, breathing it in. Now, since we know we are not the body, we are not the name, the character, we are not the personality, we are the God within it. And we're mastering it. We look inside the body and we notice that there are 7 lights. from our tailbone to the top of our head. They're right to the center of the body. They go all the way up, and they're all really beautifully vibrant, deep colors, each one different color. Nothing like you would see here on Earth. And these are etheric spiritual energy. And they're known as chakras. And so what's the definition of a chakra? Wheel. So these are wheels of light. And we, the gods that we are, who are etheric spiritual energy, flow through these wheels of light. You can see how we know everything there is to know about this body. But until we decide to go within and commune with the gods that we are, we're going to miss it. We won't know that. We're connected to all the emotions, the habits, personality, character, everything, down to the quantum quark of these bodies. So eventually, through our evolving as a species, as a civilization, we will learn that we will be able to heal every aspect of this body in a matter of seconds, a blink of the eye. It's just being aware of that, see? That's 50% of it, to be aware of it. Now, we also know that the soul that we are, the God, the pure consciousness in these bodies, is not the body. And we know that we come into these bodies at a specific time. And we power them. Our souls, the gods that we are, power these bodies. Everything comes online, starts operating. And so the lungs start producing oxygen, and the next thing you know, we're breathing. And the breath is divine positive energy, because as the God that we are, start up the body, give it the power to produce the oxygen to sustain the vessel that houses the God. And we're consciously aware to a certain extent. And consciously aware means that we know that we are of and from the highest of deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest eternal gratitude. We know this. We know that we are the God within the body. And it doesn't mean that we have communed with our God that we are yet, but at least we have acknowledged that we are the God within the body. Now, we all reminisce. We all have memories. We all enjoy it. We go to our library, our subconscious mind, and we review it. Could be a song that triggers it. You could come out of nowhere, talking with someone, going over old pictures and paraphernalia, keepsakes. And we have fun with it. It's fun. It's enjoyable. But we go there and then we put the book back on the shelf and we leave. Some of us, however, we don't leave. And how do you view three paths in front of you? On the left is the past. The center is the now. The right is the future. Now, these are beautiful, golden, shimmering paths with emerald green grass at your feet. The trees, the leaves, the branches, all shimmering gold, the sky. And you see this emerald green, beautifully perfect grass that you walk barefooted on. Now, we notice that the one in the center of the now is almost pristine. It doesn't even look like it's hardly ever been used. One on the left, the past, very much used, and not as brilliant and not as sparkling. The one on the right, the future, same thing. But a lot of us, even though we see these paths, right, a lot of us will go to the left and go into the past. But unfortunately, we don't leave it. And we end up taking it and bringing it into a future that doesn't exist, creating that future from that past, reliving that past in that future. That's why a lot of people will say, no matter what we do, we always end up here. Now, others of us will go to the right, the future. And as we know, we create the future in the now. But we still go there. And we constantly are asking ourselves, when am I going to have a better job? When am I going to make enough money so I can enjoy my life? When am I going to meet my lifelong romantic partner? All these things that we ask, we're asking actually ourselves. Isn't that amazing? We don't know it. We think we're asking something outside of us. Couldn't be farther from the truth. But the now is all we have. It's all we'll ever have. Second to second, the breath, the now. We don't know that 10 minutes from now if we will still be in the body. We don't know. We enjoy and are in deep gratitude every single microsecond we're in these bodies. We also know that we are the soul in the body. We are the heaven. Heaven isn't a place. Heaven is you, the God that you are. So we're heaven on earth. Heaven, the body. Body, earth, the soul, heaven. And every time we step on this planet, we're creating paradise, literally. And we've learned to shine our light. And our light is 360 degrees. And it is of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, purest of the purest, eternal love. And we're flooding everyone. We're blasting that light everywhere. Every chance we get. You could sit in silence and in complete relaxation and visualize everyone being blasted with your God Force Love Light energy. And maybe, in this lifetime, it is a possibility that we'll discover that we are the light, so that when we decide to leave the body, we won't follow the light, because we are the light. Following the light is a trap. It's been a trap for literally millions of years, if not billions. Now, if you were to take a little trip outside the planet, a few hundred miles out, you would see that this planet glowed. Not only that, you would look at all the lights around it in the universe and you'd say, wow, these lights are really dim in comparison to this planet Earth. We also know that this is a God planet paradise. This is what we're creating. This is the new Earth. It's already here. It's not coming. It's already here. And we know there are parts of us, the gods that we are, that are asleep. And other parts of us that are awake, to a certain extent. Obviously, the ones that are asleep, that are parts of us, the gods, will always be with us until they wake up. Then they'll participate with us. But we communicate with the parts of ourselves that are awake. This is all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And they come in the gogoplexes from everywhere, all existence. One gogoplex fills this universe with not even 1 square inch of sacred space to spare. And these are trillions of gogoplexes from trillions of universes, from every direction. This is the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. This is the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Morya, Abundancia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua. This is all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. All of our loved ones who ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. All the off-worlders, the galactics, the celestial. Now, the light energy beings, because of the eyes that we have with these bodies on this planet, we only see 1% of what is. So many in different light spectrums, they come in all shapes, color, sizes, forms, configurations, but we just don't see them. Not with these eyes. But we are familiar with a small group of them. The fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur. And we interact with the elementals every day. We have to. Water, magic, sustains these bodies. We couldn't go without it. Air, every day, all the time, 24/7. We couldn't live without it. Water, all of it. We're greatly dependent on these magics. Now, the archangels, cherubim, seraphim, archetypes, they're a civilization that vibrate at a different frequency than we do. That's why we don't see them like we see each other. But we do meet with them. We meet with them in all different situations and occurrences. You could be walking in some place, out of nowhere, someone behind you says, this is la, 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 and you go, yeah, that's true, and they just start talking away for no reason whatsoever. And you go, and then after that, it start dawns on you. You just kind of say to yourself, that was an angel. And they always have a message. They deliver the same message, but they do it in so many different ways. But isn't it absolutely magna glorious to be alive in these bodies? And it is. And it's blissful. How could we take it so for granted? Well, we get seduced by the material physical world that we created to entertain ourselves. Because as gods, we don't eat, we don't sleep, we don't smell, we don't laugh, we don't cry, we don't smile, we don't frown. We don't wear clothes, we don't buy things, we don't pay bills, we don't do any of that. We're not greedy, we're not hateful, we're not angry. We're bliss. So you can see, as from some instances, when we do enter these bodies and we get acclimated, we start to realize, wow, this is great. Experiencing physical is phenomenal. The key is being able to connect with the gods that we are. And your whole perspective over the physical changes. Now, they can surround any one of us at any one time, tens of thousands, tens of millions. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can house a large number in a small area. And if you choose to, just ask them. And they will. and you'll be in bliss. The Ascended Masters, they have mastered ascending into physical, and they've mastered physical, and mastered out of physical into pure consciousness God form. We have ascended into physical, are in the process of mastering physical, and we're creating our experiences to perfect our creation. Now, the off-worlders, galactic, celestials, there's over 1,000 species that travel through the solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. Now, we're only familiar with a small group. Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Felines, Eta Reticuli, Anunnaki, Nords, Greys, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, Avian. And this particular group has been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Now, we're all gathered, so to speak, arm in arm, hand in hand, as far as you can see and beyond, all focused on this planet for this complete liberation, on it, in it, above it, and below it, and full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, great prosperity, great abundance. And we're all one, and we're all God, and we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We immediately form a circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This light emanates from the God force, love, light, energy, the gods, the pure consciousness, housed with each and every single one of us. And it is so brilliant that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. It would take 1 billion trillion suns alone just to come close to its brilliance. And it is of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, purest of the purest, eternal love, gratitude, peace, and flooding this planet nonstop, 24/7, saturating, flooding, and bathing all life, the highest supreme value in the universe, head to toe, inside and out. Now, we begin to ascend above the planet. And as we do, we're met with this massive ocean of glitter. And to describe it, it is very difficult to describe it because it's like a massive laser light show, a grand finale fireworks show, and a ballroom mirrored globe. Although the globe is 1 trillion times larger and 1 trillion times more intense. These are all these lights flashing, exploding. And we're curious, so we go to the reflective points, and we notice these little microscopic, perfectly etched mirrors. We enter them and discover that all of us are teaching and learning and teaching from each other. No matter how life is housed, it is always expressing something. It's always expressing something. We always are learning if we choose to pay attention. There are so many things that we miss because we're so preoccupied with the ego mind. And no matter what it may be that comes into your path, that crosses your path, that flies overhead. It's teaching you something. Bug in a rug, fly on the wall, dog, cat, bird, tree. We are either teaching or learning or teaching or both. We always will. It's infinite. We continue to ascend above the planet, and we're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created to remind each and every one of us that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with by the white fire. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that from head to toe, inside and out, we are protected 24/7 eternally. We are protected by the God Force Love Light energy that enrobes us. And this armor, there's nothing on this planet that can compare to it. And it's such a high vibrational frequency of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, purest of the purest, purest eternal love. It's such a high frequency that the lower frequencies, lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies cannot penetrate it. They won't even come close to it because of the frequency. They can't sustain themselves. They would vaporize. So they leave us alone. They all do. No demon possessions, no attachments, nothing. No lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. Ever. Yet, only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, through hatred, anger, fear, greed, revenge, hurriedness, dishonesty, manipulation, greed, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow a lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Now, if you do decide to do this, you are immediately met with a double column of light. The first part of that column is the purple transmuting flame. We designed this column to remind all of us that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are literally permanently gone. The other part of the column is the violet ray. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony to the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met by the golden white pink light. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that the gods that we are within these bodies are the sun, the sunlight, the rain, the rainbows, the sun sets and the sun rises, the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the soils, the trees, the mountains, the animals, the sky, the clouds. We're everything. Everything is us. So the next time you do see a sunset or a sunrise, a starry-lit night sky, a beautiful ocean front, or a mountain view, or clouds in the sky, it's you. It's each and every one of us. It always has been, always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. You're the beauty. You're the majesty. You're the divine perfection. That is the God that I am. We continue to ascend above the planet. Some of us decide to step outside our physical form and hover effortlessly above it, if we're carrying physical form. Why do we do this? Well, because we can. We come into full contact with this massive crystalline-like tower. It's larger than the solar system and beyond. We created it. Now, in the center of the column is this big oblong sphere. The center of the sphere is a golden white ball of light. It is surrounded by multicolored rings of light. And they're all emitting this beautiful mist. And it almost looks like it's electric because you can see flashes, reflections, and it's beautiful. And it absorbs into us. And it is like a warm hug or a deep embrace that never goes away. And we discover that the golden white ball of light is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Then comes gratitude, peace, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, well-being, bliss, joy, tranquility, benevolence. Great abundance, great prosperity, endless. And then we discover that it is a reflection of the gods that we are. And at the top of this column, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, as it's doing right now, flooding, saturating, and bathing all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. And what is this? What is this golden ocean? It is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. We are all drops of this golden ocean. And we also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Drops of the golden ocean of the drops. And the only illusion is separation. And we see our meditative sphere at set center circle. We all created this sphere. Nearly 4 years ago, it holds over 1,700 of our meditations in perpetual motion. You imagine that. Hundreds of millions of on and off worlders gathered. In addition, gigaplexes, because of all the parts of the gods that we are that are asleep, and all the parts of gods that we are that are awake. Focused on this planet, on the outer rim of the Milky Way galaxy, for its complete cleansing of all lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, no matter where they may be. Shine the brilliant love, light, God force energy, and they are no more. And this is going on right now. And it will continue until they are no more. This is why this sphere can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. These meditations don't fade. They don't disappear. They don't lose their power. They continue to intensify, and they continue to expand. Where in your life are you an unconscious doing machine? Where in your life are you an unconscious doing machine? If so, then where are you a conscious being? I'll join you in a meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose and an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. Quantum physicists have now proven that the universe is a holographic field of energy, matter, and consciousness. With your mind and body as a universal hologram containing the entire field, at last they've proven that the whole is contained within its parts. It may be good to know this, or even better to remember this, because someday you may want to sit down and explore this amazing universe out there. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and into the following morning. And we'll return here Sunday. It's December 5th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.